Feel no shame about shape, weather change the phrase. Even mother will show you another way. So put your glasses on, nothing will be wrong. There's no blame, there's no fame. It's up to you. The first word should be found. Whatever holds you back, I can, I can get it off. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you want. I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why you're afraid. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you'd say. I don't know why, don't know why. Too late, it's too late. Have no fear for real, it's just a turning wheel. Once you start up, there's no other way. Don't put your eyes on boots. Step towards your roots. There's no aid, there's no trade. It belongs to you. Before you miss something given, you should know what's the truth. I can, I can make it out. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you want. I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why you're afraid. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you'd say. I don't know why, don't know why. Too late, it's too late. Before you miss something given, you should know what's the truth. I can, I can make it out. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you want. I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why you're afraid. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you say. I don't know why, don't know why. Too late, it's too late. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you want. I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why you're afraid. Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you say. I don't know why, don't know why. Too late, it's too late. Hey everyone. I don't know if you all heard that right now. It's the first time I've actually sung quote unquote live in like 10 years. I used to sing in my church when I used to go to church. Like I would direct the hymns and whatnot in service, and sometimes I would play the acoustic guitar too. And once again, I'm also here to remind you to hydrate. The weather is getting warmer, and you should all be taking better care of yourselves, myself included. Anyway, welcome to another random stream. I am streaming simultaneously through Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, hi there. It's been very cool to be doing these random live things again. I've been sharing some very interesting stuff, and today I'm doing something a little different. I was going to live stream a couple of days ago, actually, but as most of you guys know, Kentaro Miura passed away unexpectedly. He had passed away actually on May 6th, but there was no formal announcement made until 2 days ago because they wanted to give time for the family and close people to grieve his death and whatnot. And then it was made public a couple of days ago. And it kind of took everyone by surprise. It hit a lot of people hard. It definitely hit me hard. He's one of the mangakas that's influenced me the most, as most people have said in these past couple of days. Berserk really in the last 30 years has been one of the most influential pieces of work, not just in Japan, but in the fantasy world in general. It's one of the most influential, I would dare say, one of the most influential fantasy works probably since Lord of the Rings, in that sense. He helped inspire many mangas, many video games, many animes. It's just a sad thing. And I was up to date with the Berserk story. It ended in a way that if they decide not to continue the story, it's kind of an okay way to end it in that last chapter. But I really wanted to see Griffith get his comeuppances for everything he's done. You know, who knows what's going to happen at this point. The assistants in Studio Gada, which was the studio that Kentaro put together, they don't know what's going to happen just yet. So that's going to be up in the air for a little bit. And even if they do decide to continue the story, as one of the assistants pointed out, that's going to take some time for that to actually happen. So let's see what happens with that. So rest in peace, Kentaro-san. Thank you so much for everything that you did for manga and comic book culture in general. Your story will never be forgotten. So I wanted to do this live stream aside from kind of getting my mind off of all that stuff, because I want to also make a point of every time I get stuff either from fellow Puerto Rican creators or when I get indie comics that I enjoy or whatnot, to just kind of make a point to make a quick live stream just to show it off, just to maybe get more people interested in it as well. And today I just wanted to kind of show off some Spellbox comic stuff that I received in the mail this week. Actually, it wasn't the mail for a few days. Excuse me. My girlfriend had to go pick it up because this past week I've had a back problem, as I said in my previous live. And to complicate matters, once my back was starting to feel better, my dumbass self decides to twist my ankle on the stairs and fall down a couple of steps on the stairs in my building. So, yeah, not fun. I am feeling better. It was just a bad sprain, but it hurts like hell. Let me tell you. I'm used to having like sprained ankles and banged up knees and such from when I used to play basketball and a lot of sports in my younger days, but it's not so much fun now when you feel every bit of stuff that happens, but you know, you have to keep struggling through. So she picked these up for me and gave them to me, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. And I just wanted to show these off. There's a Wildfly sticker, there's a play on the Starbucks logo called Hibarita Coffee, which is the sticker and the keychain in there. I didn't take the keychain out of the package because I want you guys to see how it arrived in the package, so you guys can have like an idea of how these things come when you order them. It came very well protected in the mail. And aside from that, I also got a surprise little bonus here. You see the Spellbox logo and the Wildfly logo. And boom! Warlord and Wildfly sharing some coffee. Now that is what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Armando. This is all awesome. Let me just kind of put all these here together so that everyone can see. I am going to be putting these stickers on probably on my laptop or something, or maybe I'm just going to start a sticker album or something like that of fellow creatives that produces stickers and whatnot. I have a friend of mine, a former coworker, that she does the same thing. She has like this little notebook of sticker collections. I think I'm going to steal that idea from her and just have a small sticker collection of, friends and acquaintances that are in the comic book or just creative business overall, and just kind of have that collection there. So this is very cool. If you want to find out more about the Wildfly comics or any of the merch, you can go to Facebook and search for Spellbox Comics. You can contact Armando Drago Mendoza through there to get information on how to get these products. Actually, I'm going to attempt something, a live first on my live streams. I'm going to try and screen share. I hadn't screen shared before because I do run the risk of crashing the live stream. I have read that that can happen when you try to screen share on this particular browser. So let's see, I have a couple of things that I kind of want to share with you guys here, real quick. Hey, let's see if this works. I'm just giving this a couple of seconds to see if the screen share actually works. I do not know if I'm even live still right now. If I'm still live, just bear with me a couple of seconds just to double check that it's all coming through. Hopefully it is. I really don't know if it is working. I'm starting to think that this may have crashed. If you're still hearing me, just give me one moment. This is kind of confusing. Yeah, I think it's not screen sharing. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I think I finally got it. Ah, yes. Checkmate, atheist. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so I can see that it's actually working. So This is Spellbox Comics. You can visit them at Facebook. Just type in Spellbox Comics as you see it here. You can just kind of look around, and that's when I tagged Armando. See, I'm just scrolling around to see if it actually works. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Technology, man. What a concept. So this is when I tagged Armando when I received the stuff. You can see like other people their pictures of their copies of Wildfly issues 1 and 2. Armando has actually gone to Japan, so I really envy him because of that. You can see like concept art and stuff like that, throwbacks to other stuff and activities, scenes from the comic. There's the logo. You can see it better of the Hibarita coffee. I don't know why. I just love that logo. I really do. Yeah, cool stuff. So just visit Spellbox Comics on Facebook. You can message Armando for details on how to get the comics or the stickers, the keychains. It arrives promptly. It arrives in great condition. So you can definitely check that out. All right, very cool. So as I was saying, you can check that out. And as I was mentioning before, like, or at least in other streams, and if you follow me on Facebook, it's been kind of a rough month. Like a couple of weeks ago, a good friend of mine passed away, Lani Torres. He and a great artist himself. He was a great artist and a great colorist as well. And I've been thinking a lot about him, especially now because it's the NBA playoffs. And well, we used to actually talk a lot during these times, during playoff time. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, kind of crashed there for a second. But yeah, we used to talk a lot during playoff times. He was actually a huge basketball fan as well. So we would always talk playoff talk about the basketball teams, the matchups, and whatnot. And it was real fun. Like, he was one of the few people that I would kind of talk a lot with, especially like outside of comic book stuff. He was one of the few people that I just, like to talk a lot with. And it's a shame that he's not with us anymore. Like, he was an outstanding artist and an outstanding human being as well. Actually, I have a very brief recording from one of the last activities I was in Puerto Rico, the Juan Lapaix's Manga Criolla. It was his second Manga Criolla that he had done at that time. So I kind of want to. I also had this prepared just in case I was able to screen share. So now that I know better how to do it, let's go ahead and watch this brief clip. I don't know how this is going to come out. Like, I had done 4 videos on that convention. It's all on my YouTube channel if you guys are curious to like watch the whole thing. My YouTube channel is Lance Danger. I don't know if you all were able to hear that, but this is my first time, you know, actually screen sharing a video also. I'm sure I'll know about it if people watch it on the replay and whatnot. So that was Nani Torres. What can I say? I miss you, buddy. Wish you were still with us here. He was sick last year during this time, during the time of the playoffs as well, or rather earlier. Well, yeah, pretty much last year. Like the NBA was very weird with the whole doing the bubble playoffs and all of that. So it kind of like extended the season into the later than what they usually play. So, well, he was convalescing. I still kind of had the hope that he would get well again. All of us did. Unfortunately, he didn't. And again, like I said, I miss you, buddy. And to everyone out there, take care of yourselves. I'm trying to take care a little bit better of myself, even though I make no guarantees because I'm that clumsy, as I stated earlier in the stream. But like life is too short, like to not take good care of yourself because once you're gone, it's not the fact that you're gone, but it's the people that you leave behind, you know. So yeah, that's kind of a depressing kind of stream. I don't know. But hey, that's part of life. It's part of the grieving, part of the struggling. And speaking of struggles, some of you might be curious about the title that I also included Crab Walks. And actually, give me one moment. The battery is going a little low on my laptop. I'll be right back. Apparently, there's been like electricity problems here lately. Give me one brief second. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, sorry about that. As I was saying, the electricity has been kind of wonky these last couple of days. Like the breakers randomly sometimes in some parts of the apartment, most recently, mostly in my room, the breaker tends to go off and I have to like reset it. Like one of the theories that one of my roommates and I have is that a lot of people are turning on their ACs now because it's getting warmer. And speaking of roommates, like that's what I included in the title, Crab Walks. What does that have to do with roommates? Well, listen to this crazy story, my friends. Um, some of my friends and coworkers and acquaintances sometimes feel a little bad that I never kind of invite anyone to come over to my place, or if I don't video chat or Zoom with them often enough. And it's not really because I'm that introverted or that private or anything. Like, first of all, like I said, like, and like it's happened sometimes on the stream, the internet and the reception, the coverage isn't that great in here. I don't know what it is, but even like a simple cell phone call sometimes doesn't come through very well. So that's one thing. Another thing is that some of my roommates are just weird, man. Like, for example, take this guy yesterday. Like, this one roommate in particular, he's like, has this illusion that he's the lord of the kitchen. He kind of doesn't like it when anyone is around while he's cooking. He doesn't like it when he sees someone else cooking, even though it's like a general kitchen, for everyone in the apartment. And lately, he's been hitting that bottle a little too hard. Last week, he was drunk cooking, and he went into his room while his stuff was on the stove burning, and he just passed out on his bed. Another one of our roommates had to literally go into his room and like slap his knee around to wake him up, and he finally got up and cleaned up his stuff from the kitchen. And yesterday, like, the most bizarre incident yet with this guy happened. Like, sometimes he can be a little bit rude. Everyone else lets it kind of slide. But even though I'm a very chill person, I can only let stuff slide only so much. So we've kind of butted heads every now and then. Not too much. When it becomes too much, where I have to like tell him like, yo, that's not cool. And he's kind of not used to people confronting him, I guess. So that makes it a bit awkward for him. But it's like, hey, if you don't want to be confronted, don't step out of line. Like, be considerate. So last night, and I didn't realize it because I really wasn't paying attention. Apparently, he was drunk last night as well. And I'm just going out of my room, waltzing to the bathroom, minding my own business. And there's this guy, this roommate, and he's cooking. It's like midnight. And I don't think much of it because sometimes he has very random, odd hours to be doing stuff. So he's there, he's cooking on the stove, and he hears me come out, and he does like this 180 turn from the stove to face me. And then he does like the weirdest walk I've seen. He does like a crab walk. So he's like gliding awkwardly from the stove to a point between the refrigerator and the kitchen sink where I can't access either of them. And he gives me like this look like he's ready to throw hands if I approach the fridge or the kitchen sink. And to give a little context to that, like, he is so enamored, I guess, with that kitchen that I have noticed that when I'm cooking and doing stuff in the kitchen, he'll like find little excuses, even if he's not going to cook, to like come out and see who's doing stuff in the kitchen. And sometimes he'll just go to the fridge and like check if his stuff is in order. And one of the most random things is that he'll go to the bathroom, he'll do his thing, and instead of washing his hand in the bathroom sink, he'll finish up in the bathroom, come all the way to the kitchen and wash his hands in the kitchen sink while I'm cooking. Who does that? Oh man, like that's something that's going to be on Nevermind, that's for sure. I have to draw that shit. I'm sorry, I have to. So to give like that background on that, when I go out to go to the bathroom, he does like this human crab walk to both the fridge and the sink, the kitchen sink, to kind of block me off from there. And I just look at him like, the fuck? And I didn't really think anything of it. I go to the bathroom, come right back to my room, and like 40 minutes later, the smoke detector goes off. And usually when the smoke detector goes off, he'll like immediately rush to turn it off. And then it's like 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, and the smoke detector is still going on. And I was starting to get a little worried, like, oh, what's happening, And it got to a point where the other roommates also, we all kind of like went out and like, what the hell? And one of my other roommates, the same one that woke him up last week, went into his room again last night, and he had to like slap around his knees to finally wake him up. Like he was in the heavy, heavy sleep. He was gone, and there was a half bottle of vodka right next to him. It's like, Jesus, man, you're gonna freaking blow the place up one day. It's like, don't drink and cook, people. Like, it takes a very high level of, I don't even know what to drink and cook. Like a couple of weeks ago, there was another incident where he left not one, but two pilots of the stovetop on, and the kitchen was already starting to smell like gas. And I noticed only because I went out briefly again to the restroom, and um, I heard like the small buzzing sound of something escaping from a tube and or a pipe. And when I looked at the stove, I see two pilots turned on and like without the flame. I'm like, oh crap. Like who knows how long it had been on. Like thankfully, I guess I must have caught it just in time where it wasn't dangerous. Another roommate of mine was like, oh, so that was that smell. It's like, yeah, it's a good thing that you smelled it. It just gets crazy here sometimes. Like once I'm in a proper apartment with no roommates, I'll definitely have people over, friends and whatnot. But with this kind of stuff happening constantly, you really can't blame me for not having people over or whatnot, or trying to do um, video calls and Zoom meetings and all that. Like the only times I did like Zoom meeting was actually not even in my place. I was in my friend's place in Albany. That one time I did do a Zoom meeting for my old job, so that at least worked out in my favor. But yeah, it's been a crazy week. How was your guys' week? I hope I hope at least more mentally stable than my week at this rate. So I think I'm going to start wrapping this up. It's been like a little over half an hour. It's Sunday. I want everyone to enjoy their Sunday. Also, the playoffs. I think the Lakers and the Suns already started. I'm a little sad also that my Miami Heat lost game 1 against the Bucks. The Bucks played really well, but Miami lost in overtime at the buzzer, despite Bam and Butler having atrocious offensive games. So hopefully for game 2, they'll be a little bit more on their game, on their speed, and they'll be able to steal one in Milwaukee. If not, if Miami has to lose, I don't mind it being against the Bucks. I really respect that team and Giannis. So yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. Next week, I'm going to be talking more about comics. Now that I finally figured out how to do screen sharing, I'll be showing some behind the scenes stuff and what we've been working on as well. So, anyway, thank you all guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to smash that like button. Leave a comment, subscribe, and share. If you subscribe, I'll be up to 74 subscribers, and I will be officially the biggest YouTube channel ever on YouTube. I'll be even biglier on YouTube. Thank you all for listening. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week next week, and see you later. And to all my strugglers out there, keep struggling.